Hi everyone, thanks for watching. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you a new feature I've created for the Hydro controller. I've created a let me just center that window. There we go. I've created a web interface to view the values of the Hydro controller online and adjust them. The layout is essentially exactly the same as the Hydro controller itself. By that I mean the graphical layout of the web interface is almost exactly the same as the TFT display on the Hydro controller. The only exceptions is the Wi-Fi page and settings have some values excluded. Um, Further improvements will be made to this website in the future, but for now I've just spent the past couple of weeks getting everything set up. There's a lot of different codes to implement to get an Arduino Mega to send its values to a server. Obviously, an Arduino Mega doesn't have any Wi-Fi capability, so the Mega is actually connected to an ESP8266 via hardware serial, and then the Arduino Mega is sending its values via serial to the ESP. The ESP processes those results um, and then sends them to the server. The server then sends a reply back, both as a confirmation that the values were inserted and any values that the user have adjusted. So it is done on a reply basis, and it's actually done off of a reply off of a reply. So the Arduino gets its values from the ESP from the reply after it's sent its serial data, and the ESP gets its values from the server after it's inserted its values. So there is a bit of a double recursion going on. So there is a 30-second delay, but any less than that, and I found that um, I was using quite a lot of requests because there's quite a lot going on in the background, and some of my database requests were actually getting dropped. They were getting received perfectly fine, but my server, even though it's a premium server I've owned for many, many years and I pay quite a lot for it, nonetheless, if I try polling inserts and requests, let's say every 5 seconds, and it should be noted we're inserting about 1.6 kilobytes of data, 130 values from the Arduino into the website. Yeah, it didn't really like it. So every 30 seconds, the data is sent and received. Therefore, when you adjust values on your Mega or on the website, it would take 30 seconds to appear on either side. With that said, as you can see in the background, this is the website I created. Again, it's on my own server. That's just one of the websites I owned. I've never really finished that Arduino program. I say never really. I haven't even started it. Meant to be writing loads of tutorials on there for other people to follow, but again, never got around to it. But whilst we're on this COVID-19 lockdown, I thought I would get this Wi-Fi feature done because I did promise it in my original video in December of 2019. I did say that it wouldn't be implemented for a while because, again, it does take quite a long time. It's took me about 2 weeks of solid work to set up all the server codes, the ESP code, the Arduino code, the website code, the PHP handling scripts, databases, security, this, that, and the other. What I haven't done as well is this is actually a fixed size. Funnily enough, I've actually created it so that the display area is actually 800 by 480 pixels. So it's actually an exact representation of the um, Hydro controller TFT display itself. It will work on a mobile, but only in desktop mode, and it doesn't seem to auto rotate and stuff. I will adjust it in the future to be scaling, but for now, no, it doesn't support mobiles. It's just for PCs at the moment. So that is a drawback, but it's a starting point, isn't it? So let's go over it. As I said, I made it all from scratch. It's purely using HTML, JavaScript, CSS, Doom, um, curl, Ajax. I think I said PHP, SQL. Quite a few little different things here and there, but it's what's classed as a single page application. The website never refreshes. In fact, if you refresh the web page, it will log you out. I'm not even using any cookies, so you shouldn't refresh once you've logged in. I should probably put JavaScript in there to override that. But yep, so standard stuff. You can go left and right and view your values. Got all our graphs and stuff. The only exception from this to the original controls, I've got some little lines in here to show you where the value, where the rough estimates are of the values in relation to the line there. Anyway, so that's the home page, exactly the same layout as the other one. Naturally, you got your EC page, pH page, CO2 page, with your target CO2 and your tolerances, your room dimensions, flow rates, the time that you want it to adjust the CO2, and how long you want it to disable the fans for. I won't adjust any values just yet because I want to show you what happens when you do. So what should we go over next? Well, I'll just go over the pages quickly. So you got your water page, and that includes your water level and your water temperature. Got all our different doses. As you can see, you can have up to 6. I haven't supported 10 on this website just because my normal controller only supports up to 6. I've only made 10 doser controllers for custom builds for other people that request it. We've got our light settings here. Got our fan settings as well. I mean, there's everything here. Oh, yeah, I noticed that bug. I keep forgetting to fix that. Those buttons need to be moved down. Got our Wi-Fi as well with our error margins. And then our standard graphs page. The max mins as well. All your standard stuff. You can save and load your profiles, which I haven't actually implemented yet. I need to send a different request over for that. And then, as I said, a kind of minimalistic settings, which is not everything that was included in the original device settings, but I do plan to remove a lot of those settings because it's been confusing some users. So I've kind of put in just the core settings that are required. I didn't really mention that, but yeah, the Wi-Fi page on the original device, it has a lot more settings about resetting the Wi-Fi and reopening the Wi-Fi portal and clearing Wi-Fi details and such. But I didn't see any need for you to reset your Wi-Fi to the device remotely because you'd lose your connection stuff. Or the only thing you'd really want to do is just change the sending interval, wouldn't you? So I just left it at that. If I swap over to my other view quickly, oh, where's my mouse at? This one in the background, the white one, that is the ESP8266. Here where you can see the reply it's getting back from the server, which is actually being separated from the actual response body. So this is just the values I'm interested in. And we're just getting some general debug data. So we're connecting to my website. We're sending a request, 128 different values, 1.65 kilobytes of data. We're then collecting a response from the server, and then we're disconnecting. The ESP8266s are a bit fluffy in the sense that they are a bit unstable. They do just like to reset it for unknown reasons. I've done memory tests and heap tests and such, and I'm using exactly the same amount of memory every single call. But nonetheless, it does reset points, but it's set up that it will just automatically carry on since it reboots. It saves the Wi-Fi connection details in the EEPROM, and as soon as it restarts, it will check if they're set, and if they are, it will just reconnect and carry on. So even if it crashes, it's no different. But you do need to make sure that you have your GPIOs set so that the boot mode is set to boot mode free, being you've got to set whatever it is, GPIO 0, 15 and 2. I think it's high, and low respectively. But yep, that is the data that the ESP is currently seeing. And if I get my PuTTY window, the Mega's currently not putting out any data because I've written the sketch to only output if it's received a new value. So if we go back to the web page, loads of background noise. If we go over to this page here and say, let's just the minimum EC and the minimum pH and the tolerance. And then we're going to go back to our original view. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait. And what we're looking at is the response from the server. We're expecting, because these are switch cases that I've written. So the first part of the switch case, this is saying what the value is going to equal. And here we can see at the moment it's saying 0, 0 equals OK, 0, 1 equals OK, which is essentially saying that the ESP's received the data and it's the correct amount of values, and 0, 1 OK is the server saying that it received the values and inserted them into the database. On the next request in a second, we're going to see the response from the server with our values, or at least we should do. Here we go, cool. And hopefully that corresponds to what we just saw. It does. And what that basically means is that the values got sent back from the server, the ESP received them, the ESP sent those back as part of the response and the serial request back to the Arduino Mega. The Mega read those switched cases and updated the appropriate value for the switch case. In this case, it was the min, max, and offset of DC. And that demonstrated the two-way connection in the sense that the values were sent back from the server back to the ESP, back to the Arduino Mega, and the Arduino Mega updated its values. Hunky dory, perfect. What more to say? That is the demonstration of the web interface for the hardware controller. I haven't actually finished the error checking stuff yet. The LED's just blinking red just because I was just setting it up, the CSS, to get it to blink like an LED. I will finish this off. Well, I'll finish off the basic functionality, so I have to fix a button somewhere, wasn't it? Somewhere there was a button to fix. They always hide. I'll find it. Wherever it was. I need to update that button, and I need to update the warning functions. And that's about it. This feature will be added over the next week to the main code, but the actual web interface isn't available for free users because it does cost me to rent the server out and takes a administration work to, once they log their devices, I need to go into the database and approve it. I don't just rely on the code purely because I wouldn't be surprised if someone tried to hack the database. Obviously it's got security in there and it is a fairly trusted website, but nonetheless, you shouldn't take anything for granted. So yeah, only for paid users because it does cost me to provide this service. Therefore, if you're getting the code for free, you'll have to contact me if you want to have this feature, and we'll have to work out some kind of deal. Apart from that, yeah, that is everything. I suppose I haven't gone over the device registration. So normally you just enter in your username and password, but well, once you register your device, but other than that, you would need to have your device connected for at least 30 seconds. I should probably update that message to be a bit more precise. But then each piece of code I give to a user would have its own device ID and device password, just the same as your router does have an SSID and passphrase. And then you'd enter in your email, and a username. They have to be unique per user, the username and email, and then you enter in a password to log in. Again, your device has to already be connected, because once you do this, it will go into the database and check that the device ID and password exist. Once you've done that, it will register your device, and then I'll get an email saying that someone's registered a new device, and I have to go in there and approve your device. So basically, I've just got an extra row that's saying, account authenticated, and then I'd authenticate your account once I've seen that you are a paid user. So I keep a log of all the people that have bought the software off me. So yeah, that's how you use my lovely little web interface. I hope you like it. As I said, it's not completely finished yet. It's only a couple of weeks work, but I will update it to work on mobile devices, because that's probably the main target audience. And I will finish that error indication part. And there's a couple of buttons that obviously. Where is that button? We saw it earlier on. Oh, I bet it's on the slider pages, isn't it? No, it's hiding somewhere. Oh, there it is. Alright, yeah, I found it now. So I'll sort that out. And there's actually a couple of little pixels hiding in the corner of each of these icons, these original icons from the device, but when I upscaled them, it seems like I accidentally clicked in the corner. So I'll fix that too. Anyway, that is the web interface. I hope you liked it, and stay tuned for more updates. Cheers.